Hey y'all, so today we are discussing the first reactions of Te Doy La Vida because oh my gosh, is that plot a mess? I'm sure y'all saw it and you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a mess. I've never seen a messy couple like this one, so I'm gonna walk y'all through this mess. All right, so as you all know, Te Doy La Vida just premiered. Like, it looks like a really cute story. For those of you who don't know what it's about or like have no idea, it's really cute. It's basically like basically the story is this kid Nicholas is ill. He has like leukemia or something, whatever. The main character Elena and her husband Ernesto adopted Nicholas, so they have to find the real parents to save his life, so he can get like a transplant or something. So anyway, they find Pedro, the real dad, and this is where the mess starts. Okay, so right off the bat, the main love triangle is a mess. Elena is a nice girl. She's very, really sweet, but she's messy. Like right off the bat, like she starts using any excuse to go see Pedro for whatever freaking reason. She's like, oh my God, I had to be thankful for him. So she uses any excuse. She's like, oh my God, I have to go thank Pedro. And she just goes and sees him. And rightfully so, her husband's like immediately bothered by this. And he's like, listen, you can't see that dude. Like, you know, it's kind of not cool. And she's like, whatever, like I'm going to do it anyway. Pedro, on the other hand, is a mess. Like, he's about to get engaged to this girl, Gina, who's really freaking annoying. But screw that, because he's like, well, I'm really like head over heels over Elena, who I just met. So forget my relationship and forget my about to be like proposal. Like he forgot about that thing. Like that ship sailed a long time ago. Like as soon as Elena showed up, that ship sailed. Yeah, like he meets the child, and honestly, he didn't care about the child as much as he cared about Elena. Like obviously now he like kind of cares about the child, but at first he was like, yeah, he's cool. Having a kid is cool, I guess. And then he's just like, oh, but Elena though, that's where it's at. And he's like gun ho about her. He's just like, he literally told her the other day, like, oh, I'm just so like crazy about you. Like I'm dreaming about you. I can't like stop thinking about you like a freaking psycho. Like, what is it? And he's telling this to a married woman. He's like, yeah, I know it's wrong and I shouldn't be telling you this. Like, yes, it's wrong. She's a married woman. Like, respect her, you F-boy. Like, oh my gosh. I swear, Jose Ron just plays these F-boys like over and over again. Are they trying to tell us something? Is there something we should know about Jose Ron? Because they keep casting him in these roles. But anyway, they're the leading couple, so we're supposed to root for them. And I'm like, what is this mess? Like, I can't. Ernesto, on the other hand, they kind of go back and forth with him between him being a villano-ish and not. But honestly, like the main couple is so trifling and very borderline cheating that it's hard to say like, hey, Ernesto's in the wrong because he's not at all. Like immediately, as soon as Pedro shows up, Ernesto is bothered and threatened by him. And rightfully so. Like the love of his son, his adopted son, is like being contested here. So it makes sense that Ernesto is going to be very, very on the defensive. And he gets downright nasty immediately. He's very like curt with Pedro. He's like, thanks, you did us this favor, saving the child's life, your son's life. But I don't want you hanging around him, which is fair. Like the child doesn't know that he's adopted, so it might really mess with him. And then Pedro's family starts showing up unannounced. And he really flipped a switch when he saw, when Pedro's mom Esther randomly showed up. Like he was super rude and I kind of gave him the side eye for that one. But at the same time, like he wasn't wrong either. So far, honestly, like Ernesto isn't wrong in any way. Like everything he's thinking and saying, like it's true. Like he's completely right. I know he's supposed to be the antagonist and he's supposed to be wrong and we're not supposed to root for him, but he's completely right. Elena and Pedro are trifling. Like they're going to get together and it's gross so far. Like I've seen trifling, messy couples before, but I haven't seen ones as messy as Elena and Pedro. Like they are basically cheating at this point, and it's a mess. Elena's mom, Andrea, who's played by Erica, I love you. She's playing a Volana antagonist role too. You know, she's kind of really rude to Pedro's family. Like she ran into Esther randomly and she was super rude to her for no freaking reason. And she just talks very not nice about their family because they're like kind of poor or whatever. So obviously she's going to be a Volana. And then they're a mess too. Like her and her husband, like they had a scene where she's like, hey, it's about to be our anniversary. Don't you want to renew our wedding vows? Like it's been like 50 years or something. And he's like, nah, not really. Like I'm not into that stuff. And then lo and behold, we find out that he's cheating on her with his secretary. They have like a low-key relationship going on. I guess he kind of led her on and made the secretary think that he was going to leave his wife, but obviously that's not the case. So there's another love triangle. Pedro's mom, like, she's a very sweet lady, but she's low-key very messy as well. Like, she keeps going on to freaking Elena and Ernesto's house to see the child, and they keep getting pissed off. And then she's a whole married woman. Like, she keeps hanging out with her husband's boss to go on these trips to see this child, and that's low-key messy too. Like she's like, yeah, just don't tell my husband about this. Like, you're my accomplice. Like, don't worry. And that guy is kind of liking it. Like, he's kind of here for it. So Nelson's kind of like helping like Esther do all these trifling things and like go see this child, but he's like low-key here for it. So I'm like, do they like each other? Because everyone in the show is already like kind of into someone else that they're not supposed to be with. So are they kind of into? It's a mess. It's a mess. Like, everyone's a mess in here. And then we have Gina, Pedro's fiance girlfriend, who got ditched. Girl got curved the second that Elena showed up. He said he paid her no mind. That girl disappeared, and she's acting all sorts of crazy. And I mean, it makes sense. Like, I get you don't want to lose your man, and I get that she's trying, but she's doing it all wrong. She really went up to freaking a private conversation between Elena and her husband Ernesto, talking about some, yeah, you was talking to my man, like a crazy girl. Like, girl, what are you doing? You psycho. Girl, you crazy. I can't. Everyone's a mess in this show. Who else am I forgetting? Oh, yeah. Then there's Irene, freaking Elena's messy sister, and the only confirmed Valana. That's clear. She's clearly a Valana. Like, there's no way, like, there's no gray area. She's Valana. She's out here, like, trying to make Elena look bad. And then we find out that Elena low-key, like, kind of, like, took her man. Like, Ernesto was kind of originally going for Irene, but then Elena kind of low-key, like, was the better option. So Ernesto was like, screw this. I'm going to go date Elena instead. And so her sister's, like, forever mad and forever jealous of them. And she wants to break up Elena and Ernesto. So there's another mess. Like, there's love triangles on triangles on triangles. Like, this is supposed to be a cute family show about this kid who's like, they're trying to save his life. And I don't know if somehow love happens or whatever. And it just became a mess of like triangles and people cheating on each other. But you know what? I'm low-key here for it. I'm low-key here for the mess to see how it unfolds. Like, it is really entertaining. Like, tell me y'all what you think. Do you like the mess? Do you think these couples are trifling? They are. You can't deny that. They're trifling. But do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you like the story? All right, y'all. So you already got my hot take. Let's see how it goes from here, because it can only get messier. Remember, y'all, subscribe and like this video so I can keep making more. And then I'll see y'all on Twitter, live tweeting the show. And then I want to hear from y'all. All right, so let me know.